Welcome to Tabletop Gaming with Juice. Today is RPG a Day, day 13. Really, it's day 14. I'm filming this a day late, and I'm posting it up tonight with the day 14 also right after this. So there's going to be two tonight. But this topic for day 13 is what makes a successful campaign. And I think before actually analyzing what makes a successful campaign, there's a couple ingredients I think that are pretty important to that. And I feel like you can have a successful campaign without this, but it's that much better with it. And I would say friends. You can have a successful campaign with people that you're not necessarily real close with and things like that. But I think the closer you are to your gaming group, the better the game will be. And so therefore, you can have a successful campaign without it, but my tip is to always think about who you're playing with too. Random people can be good, maybe online people that you've never played with before or don't know that well can still be awesome. But if they aren't somebody that you're real close to, it can drag it down a little. So when you're close to people, I think it can actually help it. Now with that, a successful campaign for me has to include a few things. Number one, compelling characters, whether those are the player characters, NPCs, you have to have compelling characters. If everyone is pretty generic and there's not a lot of depth, then your campaign, while it might still be fun, it's not going to be great. And I think the purpose of this topic today is to have the most fun. What is the best campaigns? What do you need? That's what I really think this is getting at. Because a successful campaign just means that it ran smooth, in my opinion. But to have a great campaign, which is what I think this is about, I think there's these important ingredients. So step one was friends or people you're close to. Step two, compelling characters. Step three is variety. You can't have every game be the exact same thing, whether that's always puzzles, always combat, or even a recycled formula can get stale after a while, such as, okay, we always start kind of episodic inside of the tavern every single session at the beginning of the session. That can get old for a lot of people. So while it can still work, and for some groups it might work better than others, I think you have to have a little bit of variety. And maybe that's part of the fun of it. Maybe it is the fact that it starts in a tavern at the start of every single session, and that's kind of your inside joke. I've heard some other interesting things like that. I don't want to give anything away because I'm thinking about using it in a couple of my one-shots, but I've heard of reoccurring things that always happen in a session or a campaign or, things like that. And sometimes that's part of the fun of it because 5 years from now, that's the thing you talk about. So characters, variety, a good villain. Now, what I mean by that is a villain that, again, compelling character, but you also have to have a reason to hate the guy. Or maybe deep down, you don't hate the guy. Maybe you actually kind of like the stuff he's doing, but it's immoral or whatever. So you feel that you have to do something about it. So anyways, I think a good villain that makes you care about them. You don't necessarily have to despise them. You don't have to necessarily love them, but makes you at least care about that character. What else? Oh gosh, I haven't watched anyone's videos on this the last few days, so I'm not sure what anyone else has said. Pacing of the story. Nobody likes a story that feels like it's just halted. People want to make progress towards that story. Now, at times you're going to do side quests that have nothing to do with the story, and that's fine. But if you do that for 20 sessions in a row, don't make any progress on the main story that you've got the characters to care about, that can hurt a campaign. So I think the pacing of the story is very important, as well as pacing of a game session, and sometimes pacing of individual storylines within the story is very important. So yeah, that's, I think, enough for this video. If I think of anything else, I'll do it in another video. But yeah, compelling characters, good villain, pacing of the story, friends, all those things I think make it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And this was RPG A Day 2016, day 13 that I've actually done on day 14. And be sure to check out the next one that will be up on my channel probably at the same time that you're watching this. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.